Coming up for you on today's ATV, do you know what an AED is? If you don't, Mason and Jalen have information that could literally save your life.
Tyler and Connor will update us on the soccer and lacrosse teams and how their current season is going.
And Wade and Bryce have a special segment to see how well their Arlington students really know their school. Welcome to the show, Tigers. I'm Connor Caskey.
And I'm Wade Gray. Today is April 9th.
Thanks for joining us. ATV starts now. As high school students, we very rarely ever think about our heart.
Here is Jalen to give us some information that might take our breath away.
Nurse Kathy has some information about the school AEDs in case of emergency.
So in the AED box, it is the actual AED itself, and then located inside the top of the AED, it is the pads that go with it. There is a mask in there for CPR so that you don't have to actually put your mouth on the person in the event that you're using that. And then there is an incident form also in there. So the purpose of an AED really is for easy use for people not in the medical field per se. So it is a box that prompts you and tells you exactly what to do in the event of an emergency. So it will walk you through, give you step-by-step instructions if you are to find someone who needs the AED. It will basically, the goal of the AED is to put your heart back in a normal rhythm during a cardiac arrest. AED stands for Automated External Defibrillator. Just know that if anybody ever calls for an emergency or an AED or a CPR, just grab an AED. The more AEDs you have during an emergency, the better. You don't want to get there and something happen to one of them and not have another one available. So using an AED increases your life expectancy during an event up to 80%. So with effective CPR plus an AED, the outcomes are really much better for the person.
Now back to the anchors at the desk.
At the end of March, Apple launched a couple of new gadgets. Apple left customers underwhelmed with their release of the AirPods 2. Only adding longer battery life, Hey Siri, and a new wireless charging case, the biggest release was the new Apple TV, which Apple made to combat Netflix. The feature will only work on the Apple TV app or with Apple TV. Apple also unveiled a new magazine-like feature, as well as a new Apple Pay credit card. Be looking for this in the upcoming fall.
In local news, the Memphis Grizzlies took to convey and pass their pick to the Boston Celtics in this upcoming draft. The Grizzlies made a trade back in 2014 in a three-team trade that gave away their protected first-round pick in the exchange for Jeff Green of the Celtics. The Grizzlies are currently 32-48 and tied with the Mavericks to be the seventh pick in the draft. In order to convey the pick, the Grizzlies look to win the remaining games and fall out of the top 8 in the draft.
Continuing with local news, Johnny Manziel and the other members of the Memphis Express no longer have a job due to lack of funding and not very many viewers. The Alliance of American Football, otherwise known as the AAF, has suspended all operations regarding the league. This was a huge disappointment for the players playing for their checks and love of the game and for the fans that enjoyed them. We hope it can make a comeback.
The ACT was held this past Tuesday for grades 9 through 11. Freshmen and sophomores took a practice test, while the juniors took the real deal. Afterwards, the juniors had their annual lip sync competition, with Mr. Hudson's sixth period winning it all in their re-edition of Let It Go. Mr. Hudson is now a 3-time winner of the annual lip sync battle, and we cannot wait to see what he'll have in store for us next year. Now let's head over to Andy and give us the weekly weather report.
This is Andy Tran for your weather report. Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 55. Tomorrow, it will be mostly sunny with a high of 82 degrees and a low of 63. On Thursday, being mostly cloudy with a high 73 and a low 49. Lastly, on Friday, it will be partly cloudy with a high 65 and a low 47. That's all for this week's weather report. Now back to you.
Stay right there, Tigers.
We have more in store for you after this message about a special night with the Fine Arts Department here at AHS.
If you have an interest in joining PAVE and the award-winning fine arts community, there will be a showcase with the Senior Art Show on Tuesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. Those attending will get the opportunity to see what it's like to be in PAVE. Attendance is free, so make sure to show up and sign up.
March Madness is coming to an end, and Major League Baseball is just getting started.
Let's go to Tyler to see what else is happening in the world of sports.
This weekend was a big one for sports locally and nationally. A big event for Arlington High School sports was the boys soccer team's trip to play in Gulf Shores, Alabama. The team competed in 3 games over the weekend. They played 2 games on Saturday. Unfortunately, the boys ended up losing both of these games. On Sunday, the soccer team played against Fairview High School. After being down only 1-0 in the first half, the second half just didn't go their way. The boys ended the tournament with a 5-0 loss. Come support the soccer team as they try to bounce back against Houston tonight. The Arlington boys lacrosse team season is in full swing as they're preparing for playoffs in May. This past Sunday, they played in a division game against Clarksville High School. After a hard-fought game, our boys team ended up winning it with a score of 14-5. Come support the team on Saturday, April 13th, as they take on Metro Nashville for Senior Day. Lastly, in national sports, the Final Four for the NCAA basketball tournament took place this past Saturday. In the first of the 2 games, the 5th-seeded Auburn Tigers took on the last remaining 1 seed of the tournament in Virginia. After a close and hard-fought game, the battle had a controversial ending after a foul called on a 3-point shot with barely any time remaining. Virginia's Kyle Guy made all 3 of his free throws to put Virginia in the championship game. The final score was 63-62. In the second game of the Final Four, 3-seed Texas Tech played against 2-seed Michigan State. Texas Tech's tough defense paid off as they beat the Spartans by 10 points. The final score was 61-51. The championship game between Virginia and Texas Tech took place last night. Tune in to our next ATV show for more information about this game. Now, let's see what Bryce has in store for us with our special segment.
Hi, I'm Bryce Painter, and let's see what our school knows about our background.
For like 11 years.
I think since 2009.
Since like early 2000s, I think. Like 10 years.
Okay, Dr. Turner, Mr. Gibson, Mr. Welch, and there's one more. Okay, I don't know.
Okay, there's Welch, there's Bowser, there's Turner, and there's Gibson.
Gibson, Welch, Turner, and Bowser.
Gibson, Welch, Bowser, and I don't know who else.
There's baseball, there's track, there's cross country, football, basketball, boys and girls.
No, not counting boys and girls.
Not counting boys and girls. Okay, all right, basketball. So that's 5. There's swimming, there's golf, there's tennis, there's cheer, and pom, and bowling.
Like 6, 7.
7. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Tammy Mason.
That's all we have for you today, Tigers. Wait, are you going to prom?
I am. How about you?
I don't know. I asked someone. She said no. I made like this whole big like production and everything. It's pretty sad. I was heartbroken. I cried for like 3 days. but
Ouch.
It's okay. We hope
She's
we
to
hope
go.
you enjoyed the show today, Tigers.
Thank you for watching.
Don't forget, you can find all previous ATV shows on ahstigerlife.com and click on the ATV link.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.